everyone, today I'll be reviewing Andor episode 4. I see this show, nobody's talking about it anywhere. People are not that excited about this show. I feel like it's not trending on Twitter or anything. Although this show, it is like the production design and the way all the location and the acting is so good in this show, and the episode 4 is actually quite good and engaging, but I feel like nobody's watching this show. I actually really enjoying so far. I didn't like the first 2 episodes for this show. I thought the first 2 episodes, now that I have seen episode 4 and 3, and if I go back and think about episode 1 and 2, it was really very slow, more like intentionally it was like that. I don't see the reason why, although the show is supposed to have 9 episodes and we are on the 4th episode, although the story does kick in. I feel like this episode, it explained a lot about Andor, where is he going next, although it is a prequel, so you know how story will end. But still, I thought this episode was quite engaging and good, although it doesn't have any like big action set pieces or anything, but it is building the story. That's what I think I like this episode, is because I feel like I got more depth about all the character, like what is their motivation, where is the story going, and some of the familiar character that do show up in this episode. I see why when this show initially dropped, it got such a high review from all the critics, because they saw, I think, episode 1 to 4, because I didn't see the 4th episode, and I didn't like first 2 episodes. I really thought this show is not going to be very good, because I actually had to push myself to see this episode. I was thinking it's going to be another slow-mo episode. Although I'm really enjoying Diego Luna, his performance in this show, and his dialogue were really good in this show. This show, it is very well made and done. But unfortunately, I feel like not many people will check this out, probably because, you know, it's a prequel, you know how his story will end. But I do feel like story could become really very interesting toward the last episode. First 4 episodes is just about setting up the story, but of course I really like Stellan Skarsgård. His presence in the show, I like him so much. He was so good in this episode. Here's the thing about this show: some of the side character in this show, their motivation and what they want and where their story will go, I feel like I have seen it before in other show, like Obi-Wan Kenobi or any other show. All these people, their second motive, I feel like I have seen it before. So they're not that interesting, all the side character in this show, unfortunately. However, you do feel for Andor, who's like, you know, he's just trying to survive. That is what he said in this episode, and I feel like the show could be really good, honestly. After this episode, I feel like I have a high hope from this show. Before I didn't. I was like, this is what, they're so slow-mo. Still, I don't feel like this show doesn't have the feeling of Star Wars world. It feels like, because they're all the time, they're in the ground, so you feel like you are in a different universe. Like, I feel like this is the first time we're watching anything in Star Wars where it's not desert. So I might be wrong. That is what I thought when I was watching it. The location is very different than other Star Wars show. I don't know, many people will be watching this show or not. I hope the next episodes are even more exciting. That is, I hope, from this show. And that's my thought on this episode 4. I thought it was very interesting episode than the first 3 episodes. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget my other review. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe. Until I see you next time, please take care.